Text of the press conference by the opposition coalition on the latest happening in Rivers State as it has to do with the local government election that is coming up tomorrow. Thank you, gentlemen of the press, for the quick response to our call for this briefing. We cannot stop saying that the thankless job the media does for the preservation of our democracy cannot be overemphasized. However, we do not take it for granted and will continue to appreciate you. We have called you here today to raise an alarm over threats to our democracy. These threats are verifiable, and if allowed to continue, democracy will have only a few days to survive in Nigeria. At this point, I will pause to take some water and wait for a minute or two to give time to those around the President in London and the National Security Advisor, the foreign missions, and other key stakeholders to sit down before their TV and listen. Otherwise, history will record, unfortunately, that it was during this era that democracy was destroyed in Africa's richest democracy. Middle of the night, while men slept, a detachment of the Nigerian police stormed the headquarters of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RSIEC, in a rogue manner, ostensibly to cut away materials for the conduct of the local government election scheduled for Saturday, October 5th, 2024. Unknown to them, the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, in line with their commitment to conducting a credible, free and fair election, has successfully distributed all non-sensitive material to all the wards in the state and the LUGA, and the sensitive material to the various local government areas. However, while on their illegal duty, the heroic governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Siminalayi Fubara, stormed the venue, acting on intelligence, and caught them red-handed. They left in shame, having ransacked the office of the RSIEC and damaged property, but could not get the election material they came to take. This act by the Nigerian police is another indicator of their impartiality and partisanship in the political crisis in Rivers State. The police are aware that by a judgment of Justice IPC Igwe of the Rivers State High Court, RSIEC is under an injunction to conduct the local government election as scheduled tomorrow. The police know that the same judgment also directed them to provide adequate security for the election. If for any reason, the police now claim to have received another order from the Wike group, later than the earlier one, and from a court of coordinate jurisdiction, on what basis did the Inspector General of Police conclude that the best course of action for him would be to direct his men to attack the RSIEC office in a criminal-like manner and cut away election materials? First, they got Justice Liffey of the Federal High Court to do the statutorily impossible feat of purporting to stop the conduct of an election, knowing fully well the provisions of the electoral law. Sub 2 said, notwithstanding any other provision to this contrary in this law or any other law, a court of law shall not make any order prohibiting the holding of general election or any election under this law. That is the provision of the law. Section 8415 also makes it abundantly clear that no court in Nigeria can stop election or even party primaries. Imagine if because of interest of Wike, court stops to stop election. Imagine what will happen in 2027 general election. Governorship election will be stopped, presidential election will stop, throwing us back to the collection process crisis that made Abiola lose a victory he won that brought back the military. Then they got the Inspector General of Police to send men who went like dogs to attempt to cut away election material. I call on the president, and I want to also inform him. Assuming you are still wondering how this event connected to a local government election are a threat to Nigerian democracy, we will tell you. Have you imagined this man doing this thing, setting precedent? Justice Leafy purportedly nullified Section 62 of the Rivers State Electoral Law, similar to Section 84:15 of the Electoral Act, to arrive at his decisions. If this situation is unchallenged, he or any other judge, relying on his judgment, can also one day nullify Section 18:15 of the Electoral Act and proceed to stop the 2027 general election, both the governorship and the National Assembly election. Crying at that time would be too late for you, because such an order would have capacity to confiscate and truncate our democracy. These same men who could have thought out this evil and test run it, or others who may have learned this pattern from them, will not test it at a bigger stage, and then it will be too late. This is why evil should not be allowed to survive anywhere it is seen. Mr. President, assuming without conceding that the Inspector General of Police will serve an order stopping an election in Nigeria, is it not strange that the IG did not get worried that such an order was made and consult the legal department or the Attorney General office, knowing that the law in Nigeria does not allow that? Is he not worrying that instead of taking the proper step, coupled with having been served earlier with another judgment of a court of competent jurisdiction, the IG and the Nigerian police, they choose a different course of action to send men to Rivers State to cut away and stop the conduct of an election? Listening to the police argument that they will obey the order of the Federal High Court, one would be shocked at the IGP's action. The court said police should participate or provide security for the process. Why did the IG not just stay away? No court asked him to carry any material. No court asked them to storm the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission office, knowing that RSIEC is under injunction to do what they are doing. And RSIEC is a constitutional organ provided for under the Constitution, and a state is a constitutional agency and outpost of government. The good Inspector General of Police should have just performed his statutory duty of maintaining peace, law, and order in the state. Instead, he showed his partisan interest and exhibited condemnable impartiality by sending people who attempted to cut away election material. What a shame. We call for an investigation into this matter to determine whether these men are test running a conspiracy to commit traceable act that will be unleashed on the country in 2027. Nigerians need to be sure that there's nothing more to this that will endanger our democracy. Furthermore, let me draw the attention of the President, the National Security Advisor, leaders of different political parties, the foreign missions, that the President can recall all the partisan acts of former Inspector General of Police called Sunday Adewusi in the run-up to the 1983 election. Nigerians remember how that government lasted just a few months. We also remember, like these men claiming that all they do is in your name. Adewusi did all his own in the name of Shehu Shagari. He even boasted that the Nigerian police force he formed was to counter the military and stop any coup. We all remember that the coup was successfully executed and he could not stop it. These men running around you, Mr. President, are again boasting that they are acting on the authority because they say they are working for the president. This is a call to you to immediately interfere in the impending crisis that looms in Rivers State on the eve of the local government election. The use of the Inspector General of Police by the Pro-Wike group to undermine democracy and subvert the people's will by attempting to cut away election materials and attempting to disrupt tomorrow's election must be stopped now. We implore you to immediately call the IGP to cease and desist from his plans and save Nigeria from crisis and darkness that looms. We all know the consequences of the action of the IGP of police and the Pro-Wike detractors and how much more. You, a seasoned politician with decades of knowledge on Nigerian political issues, and unchecked use of federal might knows the right thing to do. For the purpose of history, and to serve as a reminder to the individuals who are planning to destroy what is left of our democracy by employing federal might in Rivers State and using the police and the Federal High Court as a political instrument to deal with the opposing party. The fall of the First Republic and the Second Republic all emanated from the interference of the federal government and the use of federal might in regional elections and the involvement of the court. The Nigerian police cannot be divorced from the event of 1962, 1964, 1965, and 1983 crisis. Mr. President, recall in the 1962 crisis, it was evident that the Northern People's Congress, NPC, and the National Convention of Nigerian Citizens, NCNC, which jointly controlled the federal government successfully, used the Nigerian police force as a political instrument to deal with the opposition party, the Action Group, which is one of the lineage where he emanated from, which resulted in the 1962 crisis. Yet again, in the nation's first post-independence federal election and the elections of 1964 and 65, we recall how federal might and the actions of selfish individuals led to high level of political violence, election rigging, thuggery, violence, and subsequently led to the collapse of parliamentary democracy in Nigeria. Nigeria federal might were used to jail candidates of the opposition or opponent party, manipulate the nominating process in such a way that opposition candidate could not get registered without the necessary permission for even campaign meetings. The 1964 and 65 elections have now been classified as a classic case of the politics of brinkmanship. It was during these elections that the first plot for a military coup by some members of the Nigerian army was planned, and due to the inability of the federal government to restore order. We are trying to avoid going back to those barbaric days. That is why constitutionalism must be sacred and respected. It doesn't matter how Wike and his group feels about it. The Western regional elections of 1965 created more problems for the country. In fact, it was the last straw that broke the camel's back. The desperation and inordinate ambition of Chief Akintola to remain in power in the Western region, which was challenged by the people of your region, resulted in the unmitigated disaster that will continue to be discussed from generation to generation. This chain of events eventually collapsed the Nigerian First Republic. In 1983, the police under the supervision of IGP Sunday Adewusi, our politicians made a mockery of democracy, which eventually led to sudden fall of the Second Republic of Nigeria on 31st December 1983. We will all recall the carnage that took place in Ondo and Oyo states in 1983 election, where the violence, the mayhem, loss of life, and large-scale destruction of property were recorded to be in their highest. The allegations that the election was rigged in favor of Akin Omoboriwo using the federal might led to the outbreak of violence, recorded to be the worst in the history of post-independence Yoruba and exceeding the Wete riot of the 1960s. The anti-democratic practice of party leaders then provided a golden opportunity and an excuse for the military to put an end to the Second Republic. We are good students of history. Mr. President, history beckons on all of us to stay alert and put a stop at this mindless use of the police force of cohesion to undermine the democratic preference of voters and the constitutional independence of a state and an electoral body granted by the Constitution and a judgment of a Rivers State High Court that have jurisdiction on the subject matter. This is the worst crime against the rule of law. The illegal use of security agencies to undermine constitutional governance should not be tolerated in any democracy, much more so in Nigeria, where we are currently faced with several issues regarding abuse of rule of law. The police has the responsibility of protecting and securing lives and property of the citizens. But if they decide to be used by some dubious and selfish politicians to steal, to mend the people they are supposed to protect, then the people shall not hesitate to respond and defend constitutionalism, which is what is happening right now in Rivers State, where the people are keeping eternal vigilance to ensure that nothing happens to that process. The partisan decision of Sunday Adewusi, the IG, in Omoboriwa and adjacent political crisis, and the Jingwobodo versus Ono crisis, contributed to the overall consequences of police partisanship in that era, which was the collapse of democracy. I pray, we do not go down that route again under your tenure. You were forged through that process of fighting for democracy. What has changed? We can get crashed into your government, but I've never been part of your trajectory. Separate your governance from a one man's ambition to recapture a state that does not belong to him but to the people. Mr. President should note that these men do not care whether your legacy as a pro-democracy crusader lives or dies. All they are interested is feathering their necks and pretending to be supporters. They are not supporting you. They are attaching themselves to your body, to deceive agencies of government to help them in their quest to take over Rivers State as a private estate in a modern day Nigeria. Is that how Dubai and London, America developed? That one man will be fighting to do the unthinkable instead of going through the democratic process. In 1993, alleged supporters of the head of state misled him into truncating democracy. Remember, that move also started with another strange court order. Mr. President, you suffered direct consequences of that move, and you went into exile. And these undeserving men should not harm your legacy. Suppose supporters did similar evil things for former president and head of state. Abacha was held for transitioning into contesting election as a civilian, even while still in office as immediate head of state. Pretentious supporters always dare to butter their bread. Even while you oppose the military, people heard IBB and Abacha throughout. While in democratic opposition, people heard all the previous presidents. So they will hear you, but be careful, lest they mislead you. Furthermore, Mr. President, let me draw your attention and also stakeholders in the Nigerian project. The government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu went to Supreme Court and obtained this judgment because he wants local government election to hold and he wants local government election to be democratically governed. You went to Supreme Court and obtained the order to institutionalize democracy at the local government level. It is already happening in different states. They are not perfect. Those elections, some of them are not yet perfect, but we can improve on it. You obtained this judgment because you want the local government democratic process to work. It is worrying that your cabinet minister and his supporters is coordinating institutions of state to undermine this Supreme Court judgment. Why do they want to worsen the hardship of the people of Rivers State, whom they claim to love, by attempting to scuttle the election so that the state will not receive allocation? This is the story the people at Rivers State know about your supporters, and we wonder how this will translate into a positive reception for you. And it is at this juncture that I want to read extracts from the judgment of the Supreme Court delivered unanimously by Mohammed Lawal Garba, Emmanuel Agim, Choma Egon Dungosi Heme, Haruna Semon Samani, Mo Adumin Abiru, and Toko, the respected justice of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court made a declaration that the 36 states of Nigeria, or any one of them, acting through their respective state governors, or State House of Assembly, are under obligation to ensure democratic governance at the third tier of government in Nigeria, namely at the local government level. That is an order of a Supreme Court. And a federal high court judge sat on an appeal to interpret it and started listing new conditions that will make holding of that election impossible. The last by Justice of the Supreme Court, Agim, number 14, which is the most important. An order, I'm reading the Supreme Court judgment, that makes tomorrow election strong like the Rock of Gibraltar, strong like Mountain Everest. In one location like the Atlantic, it cannot be moved. And that process is going on. But it's important also for every Nigerian will go and get it if you don't have it. The Supreme Court judgment, the last part, that makes any other conversation stupid and baseless, and an invitation to anarchy and an act of treason by anybody whatsoever. The last paragraph of that judgment by the Supreme Court. An order of immediate compliance by the states through their representative, their elected or appointed officials and public officers. That is the RSIEC Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, the governor of that state, the House of Assembly, everybody in that state, including police force, that an order of immediate compliance is not negotiable, it's not subject of discussion. But somebody, because he has acquired notorious capacity of running from one court to another and obtaining expertise in the middle of the night, he feels he can reinterpret the judgment of the Supreme Court. And the police force is going to act based on that. This is what the president went to Supreme Court to get. And those working for him are the ones who are trying to forestall it and make holding of election impossible. That means that people can run to court based on the judgment at the federal high court and stop other local government election in the country because you are setting a judicial precedent. An order of immediate compliance by the states through their elected or appointed officials and public officers with the terms of this judgment and orders made in the suit and successive compliance by successive state government officials and public officers. That is for eternity, forever. It's on that note, the governor of Rivers State, who is under oath, RSIEC and everybody, cannot listen to anybody, anything, including the Rivers people. Immediate compliance. Mr. President, Nigerians are asking, why is it now only supporters of your FCT minister who claims to support you, but they don't want the local government election that you are fighting for the country? Every other Nigerian leader wants local government election in their state for the good of their people, but he does not like it. If you remember the peace accord you have with them that they signed, which was signed by the governor, signed by the FCT minister, signed by New Ribadu, a lot of other stakeholders. What was one of the last clauses in that agreement? There should not be a caretaker committee for the local government in Rivers State. There must be democratic election. They were the one who asked for it. You gave it to them. Election is about to hold again. They ran to court. Tenure of elected local government chairmen were expired. They made a law in the night in 1 2-bedroom in Emboha and said elected local government chairmen whose tenure have expired cannot stay in office forever because Pro-Wike group wants it. Look at the kind of strange things that are doing to our laws, and people are keeping quiet. That the election can no longer hold. I thought they wanted this, and I told people they never wanted the election. It was about a local government that would be in the post of the FCT minister group. The president said there should be election. Election is coming. They planned for election. You went and said you're going to extend the tenure of those who were former chairmen to stay in office. They have gotten to this point again. You obtain one order from one corner of High Court and Federal High Court in Nigeria. Today, just to make sure election does not hold, dynamites are flying up and down. About 2 bombing incidents has happened. We have not seen the coup priest paraded, including the headquarters of one of the opposition parties there running that election, APP. Nothing has happened. If it has gotten to a point the head of security was shot at the backside. They shot him at the Butos. What has happened? Is it only the FCT minister crying as if to say he's the first governor to help somebody to succeed him? The reason you want him to succeed him is for you to continue a third term in office? Is it this crying and this noise? Is it for Tinubu or for Wike? The answer is very simple. It's for him. He wants his own survival. He wants to, control the state without going through a democratic process. It's not for president. Mr. President, we believe it is time you call your FCT minister to order. They waited for you to head to London and they started this. It is time to call him to order. Recall that even before the landmark Supreme Court judgment, there was the Rivers State Peace Accord, which I have said before, where the conduct of local government election was one of the agreed terms. What has changed now? That those who pretend then to be pursuing for election are now swearing that the election will not hold. They pulled out of the election. And now you are protesting on the street. Election will not hold. As who? That's who are you? You say the election you are pulling out, you're not participating. And then you turn back and say it should not hold. So it's all about anarchy and crisis. When the state secretariat of APP was bombed, we did not see much from the police. When on a second attack, the head of the security of the state secretariat was shot in his backside, we did not also see much from the police. Is it that they know who the attackers were, or who sponsored them, or that it is in line with their partisan interests that the attackers be allowed to continue to stalk the state unrestrained. The Rivers people have drawn a battle line on this local government election. For them, this election is the bridge the enemy must not cross. They have laid siege at the last gate of our democratic governance, seeking to ignite crisis that will burn down our democracy. But I have good news for them. And that good news is that election process, which has gone advanced as we're speaking now, will be completed tomorrow. The Supreme Court judgment of July 19 supports this election. Like I have read it, it says it's a matter of compulsion. If I may borrow the words of FCT Minister, you can go and hawk transformer. This is a Supreme Court judgment. It supports the election tomorrow, and there's nothing that can stop that. The judgment of Justice IPC Igwe of the Rivers State High Court on the 4th of September supports the election. The judgment was very clear. Very, very clear. So, before I go forward, I would like to commend the Rivers State Judiciary, particularly Justice IPC Igwe. His recent judgment mandating the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission to conduct local government election on October 5th is a significant step towards upholding democratic principles in Rivers State. This decision aligns with the Supreme Court ruling that mandates all states to hold the election for local government areas within 3 months. It is crucial for democracy that these elections take place without undue delay or interference. We commend Justice IPC Igwe because his judgment gives the peace in Rivers State today. The plan by the enemies of our country, working in high places to throw Rivers State into anarchy, have been effectively arrested by Justice Igwe's judgment. Let me at this point, on behalf of the opposition coalition, salute His Excellency Governor Fubara. You are a hero. In the face of this daunting, state-sponsored offensive against constitutional governance and your people, you have shown leadership. You have kept vigil, proving that eternal vigilance is the key to eternal freedom. Nigerian people are so proud of what you have done. Nigerian people know that you are the one on the receiving end of all this madness for a long time. Whatever you do, the people will always stand with you. Because we know, even without you telling us, the character of people you are dealing with. You formed a government. 99% of the commissioners were brought by Nyesom and the governor. Tomorrow they say you don't like peace. Who on earth in Nigeria today, tell me one governor that tolerates that or that happens in his state? All local government chairmen, they brought. All House of Assembly, they brought, including the principal officers. When they sit and when they don't sit, they direct them. Chief of Staff, they brought their relatives. SSG, they brought. Principal Secretary, they brought. Accountant General, they brought. Companies they brought were collecting revenue. The state we are banking with the banks they chose. Every Thursday, Friday, they leave Abuja and come to the state and sit on your head. Some approvers cannot go without them. So the question is, with all these things, what could have led these men now to suddenly want to bring down that state, even when they were the ones who were controlling those things? Suddenly now you're not a good man because you don't want to give them your life or your kidney. Stand firm for democracy. We are proud of what you did yesterday, and we also had the information your people are there too. The people of Rivers State are there, keeping vigil. And at this juncture, I want to thank the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. Despite all threats, despite all pressure, the members of that Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission has remained steadfast and unwavering in their commitment to see the election end tomorrow. I have also, since we arrived for this election, to observe. I have interacted with all the political parties. They have collected their agent tag, almost all of them. I've also been informed that election materials, especially the non-sensitive ones, have been distributed. Sensitive ones has also gone to their rack centers. So election is almost 70% concluded. So if anybody wants to go and throw a bomb somewhere or burn somewhere, it's your business. Because materials have been distributed, ad hoc staff have been mobilized, logistics released, political parties with their tag. All what will come in is voting. We'll be hearing the news of voting tomorrow. So it's over. It's already gone. So if you want to bring down another area like they wanted to bring down the RSIEC yesterday, that is your business, because by the time you go to the RSIEC, materials have already been distributed. So I want to thank the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission for that efficiency in ensuring that this process, this critical aspect of that process was drawn to this stage where materials have been distributed and everybody is set for election. The voters register is also with them. I hope different political parties participating have it, and I got another one this evening from the agency, from the political parties. So when somebody listening to the reg, who is working for the Pro-Wike group, one cynicum, making one silly comment, you begin to wonder. You think this one is I don't know the language to describe you. You allow yourself to be used, and I need to look into the operations of that man, who appears as reg in River State. Voters that have been with the Electoral Commission, 2023. When in which history, which country, when is it that if you want to do local government election, INEC will go and revalidate voter register for whole Nigeria? So if anyone wants to do, you do voter register for the whole country. If Abia wants, that's what you'll be doing. Since 1999, where have that one happened? Because it has to do with rivers. And somebody is scared of election. If election holds, you lose control of the local grassroots structure. Fight everywhere, crisis everywhere. So let me also use this opportunity to call on the NSA, because we received fresh intelligence of a plot to attack some of these government buildings and election venues. Please, as a national security advisor, he had a fine career as EFCC chairman. Direct the IG, direct the relevant security agencies to do their constitutional duty, leave issue of election, which is maintain law and order and protection of government buildings. Election will go on. It's a constitutional process, a democratic process. So let what happened yesterday, where they broke into the strong room and tried to cut away material, even though materials have been distributed before they came there, let those things not happen again. Also, it's very important that I give this advice. This is an advice. There's nothing happening in Rivers State that has anything to do with the interests of the sitting president. It's about the interests of Nyesom, which he thinks can be elevated to constitutional interest, which he thinks can be elevated to a democratic interest, which he thinks can be elevated to judicial interest. Our laws will be changed because of him. Our democratic process will be changed because of him. Our police force will work out for him. And I'll ask the question, as who? As who? So we have pampered this thing over the time. Everybody is rolling his sleeve. Everybody. Nigerians have had enough. And those who are doing this are not helping the government. There's economic crisis in the land. There's threat of plotters and violence in different parts of Nigeria. And those who say they are working for the president is inflaming everywhere, trying to pursue things that is unconstitutional. When that crisis ignites, how does that help the president? Tell me how. And that's why I said they are not working for him. And today, you remember their political journey. Today, Asota Mbata, them who helped them may not be a good man. Rotimi Amechi is not a good man, even his wife too. Those who used to cook for them. Peter Odili is no longer their overall leader, no longer a good person. Amechi is no longer a good person. His friend Andrew Ba is no longer a good person. Sekibo, all of them are no longer good people. Alimodu Sheriff them, Iyochu Ayu them, Atiku Abubakar, everybody, Okowa them, they're no longer his friends. Paseki no longer his friends. Everywhere fermenting trouble. The Jonathans and their wife, no longer good people. Tambua, no longer a good person. Me, no longer a good person. Mr. President, watch all he's saying about everybody and what he's doing to everybody. You will not be an exception. No. When did you meet him? You met him after Atiku defeated him. Out of frustration, he ran to you. Be careful. Because when he will tell us your own story, just be very careful. Protect yourself while you are using him for what he's doing. Even though I know you are very smart, that what he's doing it because he wants rivers. Not for you. But be careful. For your own good. Because he wants to tell your own story based on what he's seeing now. Look at everybody from beginning till the end. He has one negative story about them. I even had today, even his friend, Adoko, is no longer with him. Despite what Adoko did for him. So, let his personal interest be separated from your government. Because Rivers people will defend their government and their right to constitutionalism. No apologies about that. That's why they are on the street now as I speak to defend it. And those opposition coalition who are all of us want Nigeria to move through this trying moment. But we cannot collaborate with you if those working for you is undermining us. Then we have to roll our sleeves and sever our relationship completely. So please, we want stability. We want collaboration that will help to resolve all these national challenges. But when those who are around you, or security agencies around you, are carrying out objective that some of them are claiming is from you, then the line will be drawn. So please separate him. We understand this is how he will remain relevant. That's the way he has reduced himself. Above all, the people of Rivers State support this election that is ongoing. The process is ongoing and will be completed tomorrow. Justice Igwe had ordered RSIEC to use the National Voter Register of Rivers State to conduct the election. RSIEC has already announced that it has the said register and that is prepared and ready to conduct a free and fair election. And that register has also been distributed to all the polling units as we talk now. Then why should anyone desire the election to be stopped if such desire is not coming from a wicked heart that enjoys to see the shedding of blood of Rivers people and see them suffering? Election process is at advanced stage, I repeat. Materials have been distributed. Rivers people are excited about trooping out tomorrow morning to exercise their democratic franchise. Materials have moved to the RAC centers. Ad hoc staff have been deployed. It is at this moment to say, Kumbaya. It's over. And I will say this directly, looking at your face. FCT Minister, you can't stop this democratic process. Call anybody you want to call. But the people of Rivers is already moving out tomorrow morning to cast their vote. Materials are left. Police, if you don't want to guide the polling unit, you can stay outside, stay on the main road, do your job. There's a constitutional job which says you must maintain law and order. So if there are people causing trouble, arrest them and keep them somewhere. But the people must troop out and cast their vote. That process holding is not part of your responsibility. It is granted as a sacred provision under the Constitution. And the Supreme Court in its landmark judgment has reinforced it and ordered that nobody should go near it. And Justice IPC in Igwe judgment has also said the election must hold as a matter of compulsion tomorrow. The electoral laws back it. High Court judgment backs it. Supreme Court judgment backs it. The directive of the president that they claim to be working for backs it, that even if you don't have it in the next 2-3 months, you cannot access the state local government allocations. You all know all these things. But one man is playing people like Lido that we used to play when we were small. Go here. Attack the RSIEC. Block here. Issue judgment. How? How did Nigeria of Azikiwe, Tafawa Balewa, Awolowo them, if they are around and hearing all this, what is this noise we're hearing? From day one, it's all crisis. We were here. Party was at peace. There was no crisis anywhere. You brought Alimodu Sheriff as the national chairman of PDP against advice from everybody. Convention ended in crisis in Port Harcourt. You say you don't want Sheriff again. Because you have this thing that quarrels you with people. You can't manage people. You can't be with people. You remove Sheriff. And he brought Secondus as national chairman. Who again started the crisis? The same Nyesom weekend. With an expert from Degem or somewhere. Secondus that did not do anything was humiliated at. If we knew that he wanted to be president, Secondus is a master strategist. He could have helped you to navigate it. But you threw him away for doing nothing. When you plan like you're a god, when you plan like you are a master that is powerful than Awolowo, equal to everybody, no, they're still a god. You remove Secondus. You brought Eyachuai. He was your best friend. And you lost the presidential election, which was not his fault. And you lost being a VP, which was not his fault. Then Ayu must go. What are you giving? You put him down. Party allowed you. And I blame some of our governors. They allowed you. It was during the days of Donald Duke, Jolly Nyamedem, Achiku Denwadem, Ojuzokalo, Ibode. Would this be happening? I blame them. It's the way they are carrying themselves. Ayu was taken down illegally. Now you brought Damagu, one of the biggest jokers to parade the PDP corridor. A national chairman that will be filing matter in court against his own party. A national chairman that will be filing matter for impeachment of his own governor. That's the kind of things you like. And even when the Article 45, 47 of PDP Constitution said clearly that the replacement must come from the North Central to complete the tenure, you are obtaining injunctions every night, one injunction or the other, that the unthinkable should that he should remain and complete the tenure of North Central. And North Central stakeholders are keeping quiet. Governor Caleb is keeping quiet because of personal friendship with you. Instead of calling a North Central meeting, or those people in North Central torpedoing him and calling a meeting to present a replacement to NEC, people are just running up and down. How do you want Nigerians to take you people serious, where you cannot do a basic democratic responsibility of doing the needful? Normally by now, stakeholders, governors should have been in Rivers to stand shoulder to shoulder with their colleagues who is under attack from anti-democratic forces. When Nigerians will take you serious, then you people must show leadership. That is the right thing to do. And time has come to be condoning and over-pampering, anti-democratic elements. You ran a presidential election. You campaigned. Atiku defeated you before every Nigerian. Is that what elders cannot open their mouth to say the truth at your levels? Irritates. You lost. You are running an election on the ground that Tambo will run to the end so that northern vote will be divided, you win. You think they are not smart too? They made an alliance and you lost before everybody. Started working for VP. So if they have given Atiku, for whatever reason have given you VP, they would not have been Enyende and the Southern and fighting for Southern agenda. Then they didn't give you. You went boza everywhere. Now election has ended. He has lost. Our party have lost. Is there still an Atiku issue now? No. So why are you still destroying the party? Because it's your nature. You can't stop what you are doing. So that's why the party must come together, move ahead, and leave you behind. So in conclusion, I call on the president, and I call on the National Security Advisor, and I also call on the IG. Let's even believe that those people who did that thing yesterday didn't have your permission. And other heads of security, and the foreign missions, and everybody. Rivers State will destroy things for Nigerians if it is not done the right way. Let the right thing be done. Support the election process that is ongoing. Materials have been distributed. Ad hoc staffs have been mobilized. People are going to move to cast their vote very early tomorrow morning. Provide security. If you cannot provide security, stay outside and maintain law and order, which is your primary responsibility. But take it from me and take it from the opposition that election will complete tomorrow. It's already ongoing and results will be announced. Thank you and God bless.